Well, April is Child Abuse Prevention Month, and one person can make a big difference in a child's life by changing the cycle of abuse. So here to talk about shifting that cycle is Executive Director of CASA, Leah Varnell, and CASA advocate Jane Dvorak. Hi, guys. And of course, we have Amari as well. We'll get to Amari's story here in just a bit, but we all got the memo. Of course, Child Abuse Prevention Month, Awareness Month is blue, and that's why we're wearing blue today. So thank you all for being here. Leah, I want to start with you. Tell us about the organization and CASA's work in the community, and why is this month so important to you guys?
Sure. Thank you.
Yes.
CASA, which stands for Court Appointed Special Advocates, is a nonprofit in across the country.
Yes.
In Colorado, there are 18 CASA programs.
Okay.
I'm the executive director of the program out in Jefferson and Gilpin counties.
Yes.
We work to train volunteers who are then court appointed to cases of child abuse and neglect. Unfortunately, there is a need for awareness, and so we take April to try to bring awareness to this problem.
Yes, and it's unfortunately a big problem, and one that the more awareness we get, hopefully the more help we can get to. Now, Jane, I want to come to you as the 2022 State CASA Advocate. Tell us what CASA advocates do, who can be an advocate, everything that goes into it.
Well, first, I'm very excited and honored to represent CASA on a statewide basis as an advocate. I've been an advocate since 2009. I've had 16 kids that I've advocated for. And anyone that's 21 or older can be an advocate. Men, women, working, retired, someone who wants to make a commitment to kids like Amari. Amari's one of my CASA kids. Yeah. And so working with them as they navigate that system, making sure that they have what they need. Sometimes we do homework, sometimes we read together, sometimes we just talk about how hard it is, or sometimes how scary it is. And making sure that we work, as an advocate, I work with GALs, attorneys, teachers, therapists, anybody who really has a touch point with these kids, yes, so that they have an opportunity to ensure that they can get them the services that they need, the resources they need to be successful. Yeah. Successful like Amari. He's our star CASA child.
Look at you, Amari, proud of it too. Look at that smile.
Yes, he's good.
Great, yeah.
And really, I mean, I can share his story for you in that he was having a hard time dealing with this and would run, or what we call eloping. Yeah. And that can be very dangerous, unsafe, in school situations, public situations. But we were able to work with his teacher to develop some coping skills and ways that he could be successful. And now, he doesn't have to have any of those kinds of things. He's learned how to do that on his own. Wow. And he's awesome in school.
Yes, that was you with your pancake. That's right, Amari. Very good. Oh my goodness, that is so incredible. You're doing some amazing work. And Leah, do you believe these advocates are so necessary for this program? I mean, obviously this connection is huge.
Yes, it is. Yeah. It's the one consistent person in these children's lives as they're working through the social service and judicial system. Yes. And they do have attorneys, they do have caseworkers. Our judicial officers, our judges are wonderful, but one person can make this difference, and 250 people do that in Jefferson County every day, and thousands in the state. We need more.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, of course, and that's where people watching at home, of course, can come in. And Jane, what's the best and hardest part of being an advocate? I mean, both sides.
Well, it's an honor to be able to work with these kids. That's the first thing. It is some of the hardest work I've ever done, and some of the very best work that I've ever done. Yes. I think it's important that kids have an opportunity to be as privileged as my own were. Yeah. So the best part is when we can move them to a place that allows them to thrive and be successful. Yes. Be confident in themselves, and to cope with some very difficult situations most of us shouldn't ever have to experience, especially a child. Right. The best part is when you get to go to graduations 10 years after you've helped a child. They send you a note and you're like, yeah, I'm there with my cowbell and hooting and hollering just like everybody else. But we cannot let our children not have the opportunity to thrive. It matters to our communities in the future. Yes. So, so the hardest part is helping them through really tough times.
Right.
The best part is when they shine and they're able to do things like Amari's been able to do, win school awards, and
So great.
learn to read and things like that. You get to share in that.
Well, ladies, thank you both so much for being here. And Amari, good job. Can I get a little high five? Just right across the table there. Oh, there we go. Awesome. Thank you guys again so much for being here and for advocating. This is so huge. And I want to tell you guys about an event that you can attend. You actually should make sure to attend the Champions Breakfast. That's on April 20th at the Denver West Marriott. This all, of course, benefits CASA. You can also become a CASA advocate or volunteer to make a difference in a child's life. To learn more about all of these things, about going to the breakfast and volunteering, you can head to CASAJeffcoGilpin.com.